We're very excited to celebrate the 50th year of the BBGA. I'm in the privileged position of being the chair of the association, so I chair the board. We have an incredibly active and very accomplished board, so it's a real privilege to be part of all of that. Really enjoy doing it. I thoroughly enjoy the interaction with the industry and the fantastic lobbying work and very necessary lobbying work that goes on to protect the interests of business aviation in the UK, and particularly UK and abroad. Our relationship with our neighbours, with the international scene, is just as important. If anybody is considering whether or not they should join the BBGA, the answer is yes, of course you should. I can give some examples of why it is relevant. Brexit was one of the biggest things that has impacted the aviation industry in quite a long time. And the inevitable consequence of that is that we came out of EASA. So the work of the UK, and certainly the work of BBGA in the first year or two, was to work closely with the CAA and the DFT to negotiate things like cabotage freedoms. That was a huge amount of work that has been relatively successful, very necessary work. It has allowed our UK-based operators to carry on in business throughout Europe and vice versa. Some of the other work that we get involved in are things like the weight-based screening rules at the airports. We have done an awful lot of lobbying work and educational work on showing the benefit of business aviation back into government. And I suspect that probably that's one of the biggest reasons for joining a trade association, is getting the word out. It is very important that the perception of business aviation is presented correctly. This whole notion that somehow we are a gas-guzzling fat cat industry is just so fundamentally wrong. And a lot of what this trade association does, and all trade associations do, is to basically balance the perception and to show government, industry, the general public what it is we do. And that could be anything from the amount of jobs that are available, the trainings, the apprenticeships, the opportunities. I mean, it's everything. It's only really once you're in an aviation industry and you start to look around and you see the sheer depths and width of opportunity and what's involved in keeping the industry running. So that's what we do as the association, is just make sure that the message is as balanced as it should be, and really fight for the interests of not just the UK members, but interestingly, we have a lot of approaches from international members wanting to join because they see the work that we're doing and they want to be a part of it. So I'm an aviation lawyer. I have been in the aviation industry probably, it must be over 25 years now, and have always specialised in private and corporate aviation. I think probably because I find it very challenging, but also very rewarding. It's a fantastic industry and great people. We have a team that are dedicated to the transactional side, so we tend to do the buying, selling, financing of aircraft. And in terms of, I was actually only talking to a junior recently who's thinking about becoming a lawyer, and I was selling it to her on the basis of, you can be a lawyer and you can still have your qualifications, but you get to work and specialise in one of the most fascinating industries out there. The people are great, you know, it's just such an interesting industry. But from a lawyer's perspective, you tend to see it all. You know, you see an awful lot of what goes on, the good, the bad and the ugly, quite frankly. But it gives you a very good kind of rounded and well-measured view of the industry itself, and it's never boring. I mean, it's always challenging. There's always every transaction has some challenge to it, so you never stop learning and never stop enjoying it.